Here you go, some benches for you so you can sit down and wonder why you've just queued for 2 hours for a 40-second ride. Obviously we need a bin here. Just need to make sure it's centred. Can't have the bin closer to one bench, it'll make the other bench jealous. So are you guys going to try out the new benches? Go on, have a nice rest, enjoy that cool stone on your buttocks. No, look at this guy. Typical moody teen. Sitting's for losers, gonna stare at the bin instead. Wait a minute, what's going on here? What's that? Whoa, that's too much PDA for my liking. That's not appropriate. What the hell? Where are your parents? Do they know what you're up to unsupervised at the theme park? Ugh, teenagers and their damn hormones. Yeah, you better run. Got my eye on you. Damn kids. Hello there and welcome to Planet Coaster. This episode I'm delving into yet another scenery theme, temples and adventure. When I started this park I envisioned it being 90% pirate and maybe 10% modern tropical setting. Well, that didn't happen. The theming is all over the place and I love it. We've had pirate, Spanish influenced architecture and some neon crazy stuff that no title it fits under, to be honest. I know it sounds odd, but it does work. Anyway, this episode I've built the station for the launch coaster that cuts through my volcano. I dabbled with the ancient scenery pieces and thought, the hell with it, just go with that for the station decoration. So it's a ruined temple, which is inspired by this, which is Kom Ombo in Egypt, which I really hope I pronounced correctly. It's a temple constructed in 1080 BC and it's exactly how I wanted my ruined temple to look. Planet Coaster have been super helpful in this endeavour and their adventure park pieces fit right into this. I started with some of the blocks and added the columns using some of the solid columns and broken ones that made it look old. I purposefully haven't used any of the wall pieces in this build, they were just too straight and uniform, and went with some of the scenery pieces that looked a bit broken and disjointed. So I really don't have a lot to say about this build because I managed to piece it together super quickly without rebuilding or a struggle. But what I did want to talk about was the Planet Coaster Update 1.10.2, which landed earlier this week. This has been a quality of life update, so no new stuff for us as players, but a ton of behind the scenes tweaking to the game so that it works better. I know that people who've been using Theme Maker's Toolkit items, they've had a ton of problems with them making the game run incredibly slow, and that has been fixed. For me personally, I've stayed away from those items because I knew that they were having problems. Everything in my park has been created from scratch using the standard pieces or sculpted from art shapes, and even I've been struggling. The loading has been a right pain, taking long enough for me to go and make a cup of tea once I've started the game, but no more. Now it's been fixed, I'm finding it a lot smoother, to a point I can start using Theme Maker's Toolkit for my own builds, since it won't slow the game down to a grind. Since the update I've had 0 crashes, and before the update I was experiencing maybe 1 or 2 crashes an hour, and that's no joke. It got to a point I was obsessively saving every 5 minutes to avoid losing progress from inevitable crashes. So thank you Frontier for the update. I've no idea what's gone into it since it's all back of house quality of life changes, but it's working well for me. Anyway, back to today's build. To be honest, there's not really much to say about it. I played around with the pieces available and shaped them a bit wonky to make them look like they've shifted in time. I incorporated the bridge that takes guests over the exit, and at some point I'll incorporate the queue path into the theming and a barrier maybe around the open sides. This was a great build for me because it really took minimal effort, but it looks good. I've been streaming the live builds on a Saturday over on Twitch, but as the park grows it's struggling to cope with the processing that Planet Coaster demands. So I'm not sure how long I can continue with those without it being a miserable laggy experience for everyone. So I'll see how we get on with that, and there may be some more live builds, there may not. I may just have to move Planet Coaster over to YouTube exclusives when I start a new park, which honestly I don't think is more than a few weeks away at the rate we've been going. So thank you for watching, bye for now.